Okay, welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be working on the legs, but before we do that, let me just make some little adjustments on the arm, on the hand rather. Just a little adjustments, not too much. So I'm just going to push this. I think I'll just fill this up. No, that's too much. And take the brush down a bit more. Just add some flesh in here. Okay. Something like this should be fine. And just smooth that back down. Okay. Yeah, I think that should be fine now. Okay. Just trying to make some little adjustments on some part of this, some part that I may have missed. Okay. Yeah, I think that should be fine. I believe that should be fine. Is there anything else we can adjust in here? Okay. I think we can safely work on the legs now. Yeah, I always like working on the legs. It's not that complicated. Like the arm feels more complicated for me. Working with the arm feels more complicated for me. So, but working with the legs are way much easier. So let me just Ctrl W to give that a different poly group. Okay, so we can just work with this, just this only. So I'm going to block out some forms in here, and then I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to show you guys the anatomical references of what I'm actually doing. So, but just go along with me. So just carve a line like this in here, like so, like this, and I'll just dig this up. So I'm using this reference image by the side also to kind of carve some of this down. So this is like a 3D scan from a particular human model. So I'm kind of using that now as a reference, kind of block things out. So I'm basically just blocking things out here. So we're not really even going to be showing. I'm not the no. I think is that a good angle for this? Okay. The leg will not even be seen in our render, but let's just have something interesting in there anyways. I'll just have something interesting in there. So I'm just kind of blocking things out and just carving out muscle landmarks that I'm going to kind of flesh out later on. So I think okay, and just get a closer view on this. No, that's way too intense. Nope. Something like this should be fine. Okay. Carve out something like so. And so I'm just marking out landmarks. Okay. Let me show you guys what I'm doing now. Let me just look for a good reference for this. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing right now. So if I should, okay, you can see this muzzle mass in here, a muzzle mass. So this is what we have around here, and what we have around there. Then this is what we have here, like so. That's what we have there. I think let me just get it closer. Okay, then no, let me take this back. Then let's see. Let me go down. Then let me use this clay builder brush. So this bone structure here now, I'm going to make this feel more defined by adding some sharpness to it. So I'm using the clay builder brush, which has a squarish alpha, just to make this feel more obvious. Okay, something like this. And this also, for the back, you can see this in here. So I'm just kind of, I've already gone around to kind of mark out those regions. So once I start adding some flesh there, it begins to make more sense. And this mass in here is what we have around here. So I've not actually marked out that part. So for the back now, you can see this muscle in here, something like this that feels angular, like so. So let me just flesh this out. Okay, before we do that, for the back also, let me just do something for the muscle part, this buttocks part. So let me just cut out a line like so, that goes across like so. Okay, and I'll just flesh cover out a line also, and goes around this, something like this. You can see, and I'll just flesh some of those out. I'm going to be adding, so this part won't be seen in our renders anyways, but just to have some details there, still fine. So now let me just begin to fill some of those out. So using my clay brush to kind of add some flesh to them, and then I'll smooth that back in. So I'm just smoothing this back in. Okay. Okay. Let me go back to the scan reference image. Let's go back to the scan reference image and let's work with this now. I think we have one for the back. I think we should have one for the back. Yeah, this view. So let's just use this now to begin to block things out. So I would fill something like so. Now smooth that back in. Okay. Just fill that. I think I would add another line in here like so. Okay. Let's see. Let me just smooth this back down, fill this up. Let's see what we have in here. Okay. Yeah, something like that. So I think I will just, nope. Think I would, let me get a good angle for this. Let's see. To the side. Okay. Just smooth this back in. Smooth that back in some more. Just flesh this up. And I'll smooth it back. Smooth this also. Okay. I need to carve this in. No, let me use I think I'll use another brush for this. Nope, nope. Okay. Think, let me just fill this up. I'll just do a line around here. I'm not doing too much detailing on the foot, because that won't even be seen. I'm not doing more detail. I'm just do some light block out on it. Okay. Let me just smooth this back in so it doesn't feel too thin. Okay. Just flesh this out like so and smooth this back down. Okay. I think let me just make this bone feel more obvious, and I'll smooth that back down. And just push this in like so. Okay, smooth that in so I have a better transition. Okay. So for the new now, so let me just do something for the new. Nothing too fancy. I'm just basically just adding cut lines, fleshing this out, looking at my reference image, and then smooth things back down so it doesn't feel too aggressive. Okay. Alright, let's do something like so. Okay. With my clay brush, I just fill this up. Let me undo that. That's way too much. Just fill this up on the side, fill this up all the way to the back. Okay. Fill this up. Something like this. Smooth that back down. Smooth all of this back down. Okay. Just flesh this up and smooth it back down. Okay. Let's do something for the feet. Nothing too complicated. Just to have something in there. Do something like so. Just looking at my reference image and then try to replicate what I see. And just carve more like a triangle in there. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the same thing here also. Carve this bone out. Make this kind of create some more depth around this. Like so. Oh, that's way too much. Let's see what we can adjust in here. Okay. Something like this, and I'll smooth this back down. Okay. Let me dig this in some more. Smooth that back down. Okay. And just have some depth around here. Let's see. Okay, let's work a bit more on some of the toes. Look a bit more on some of the toes. Just kind of flesh this out. Okay. So I'm just going one more subdivision so I can have more subdivision to work with now. Okay. Just fleshing some of this out, just adding those knuckles in there. Nothing too fancy, I'm just adding those knuckles in there. And just smooth all of those back down. Alright. Okay. Let's see if we can find something for the feet. Yeah, something like this. We just use this scan image instead. So we can just rough out some of the shapes. It does not need to have too much detail because like I said before, it's not going to be seen in our final render. But this model will be having some shoes on. just to have something in there, just to make this feel more organic and just to break up the evenness of the surface. So just kind of stamping the clay build up brush in there and then smoothing things back out. So maybe for the back, I'll just flesh out some of the back probably. Just flesh out some of the back and smooth all of those back in. Just smooth those back in. Okay. Right. Just we're almost done actually, so I'm just kind of filling things up as I go and just smoothing things back down. Okay. Alright. So maybe I can just see, maybe I can focus on the nail now. Just make this nail feel a bit more interesting. So I'm basically trying to replicate everything I see in here. At least most of the forms I see in here. So let me just flesh this out some more. Just carve out that portion. Smooth that back down. Okay. Just flesh this out also. Smooth that back in. I think I need to go all the way to the back. Something like so. Let me undo that. Something like so. Okay. So just smooth that back down. Flesh this out and smooth it back down. Okay. Like I said, the legs are not too complicated, at least for me. Legs are not that complicated for me. Just work on the nail a bit more. Okay. Just smooth this out. I use my clay brush now just to have some pokey points in there. Nothing too fancy actually. So then I'll just smooth all of those back down. Just make that surface feel a bit bumpy. So maybe for the sides, we can do something for the sides. Now smooth that back in. Just fill this up and smooth that back in also. Okay. Maybe I'll just exaggerate some of the landmarks of the laps. So I think I'll just exaggerate some of those. So it feels more interesting. So let me just exaggerate some of those. Just fill some of this up and I'll smooth that back in. Just block something like so. Nope, let me look for a good angle to this. Okay. Now just smooth all of this back in. Alright. Okay, making this feel more pronounced. Okay, now use my clay brush to fill that up and smooth that back down. Okay, alright. Something like this should work. Just smooth all of those back down. Okay. So like I said, the legs won't be shown. So just to have something in there actually. Let me just smooth all of those out. Just to have something in there. So it doesn't look just too plain. Just fill this up. I'll just smooth all of those out. Okay. All good. So see you guys in the next lesson.